Welcome back here on AUPanthers.tv. Dan Hilton having the pleasure of being joined by the head coach of Adelphi, Missy Traversi. And coach, moving to 5-0 in conference play, and I guess you'd say that's pretty much how you drew it up. And in this one, again, your leaders, Callie Balfour and Sierra Clark. Callie with a career-high 7 steals in this one. What does she provide for you, especially in that first half where she had 6 of them on the defensive end to spark you to that large, at least the large lead in this first half, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, Callie came out and she denied that reverse pass.
Right.
She did exactly what we needed her to do. St. Rose, they do a nice reverse pass in transition followed by a high-low look. And we haven't seen anyone deny that initial pass, so that was on the scouting report. And Callie just dominated, and those 7 steals led to easy layups on the other end. Speaking about layups, we missed a bootload tonight.
Right.
But the girls played well and ended up winning the rebounding war, so I couldn't be happier. 5-0, we'll take it.
And just speaking about the experience that you had, again, coming in your first season, looking what Clark can give you. She only had 2 points in that first half, but then exploding in the second half again. Not just what she can do as far as scoring 19 points, if you will, in that second half for her game-high 21, but what does she do in terms of experience, in terms of getting some of these younger players who don't necessarily get major minutes and getting them prepared for the bulk of conference play? Yeah,
I mean, she is not only a verbal leader, but she leads by example. And the second half was an indication of that. First half, she was very flat. She missed easy layups. She was getting pushed around on the rebounds. She was not her dominating self in the low post. Second half, I really ripped into them at halftime. And I said, listen, guys, this is our weakest half of rebounding. We have won games. The reason we've been 6-2, now 7-2, is due to the rebounding skill, and we did not do that in the first half. And she came out and she blew the doors off, and she was the first person on the boards. What I like about Clark tonight is she responded. We were not happy at halftime. Even though we were up by 13, we were not winning the rebounding war. In fact, we only had 5 offensive rebounds. So all the credit to Clark and all the credit to Callie on this one. They are acting like seniors, and they're leading by example, and they're being vocal about it. And I'd be remiss if I don't talk about Schrader. Schrader's knocking down 3-point shots for us. I believe she was 2 for 4 tonight.
Right.
And I think the only other thing I would add is it was nice to see other players step up and get in the game and get some minutes. And that's going to help us as we get closer and closer to more any 10 opponents.
And speaking of which, Coach, just the final question would be, now starting so good in the conference, 5-0, something that none of these players, at least that you now have playing this year, have seen. How do you keep your team focused as now you head out onto the road a little bit for pace and just to keep yourselves not necessarily humbled, but just keep yourself revving on all cylinders?
Yeah, no, it's one game at a time, one day at a time, one possession at a time. And we try not to look ahead. We try to stay present and take care of the details. I tell the girls all the time, the little things are the big things. And as long as we continue to do that and we make defense and rebounding our focus, we can continue to see positive steps for Adelphi women's basketball.
Well, again, that Adelphi women's basketball team moving to 7-2 and 5-0 in any 10 play, and they will be on the road for a few games, but they'll be back here again in Garden City next week. Well, again, the final score, 80-54 in favor of the Panthers. We wrap this one up. Again, for myself, Dan Hilton, and everyone else involved in the broadcast, including the head coach of Adelphi and Missy Traversi. Have a great night, and again, thanks for watching on AUPanthers.tv.